And it's Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs in his leopard cap. I love it. PJ right here. Our whole staff excited, buzzed out because we're working right now to get Robert Vargas, one of the greatest mural artists in the world, on our show. Chris, our amazing producer, is working away to try to get him on. I know he's busy. I think he's painting something right now. I think he's painting your house, Vic. But anyway, we'll work on it. We'll see if we can get him on this show or next show for sure. But we're working on that, so let's stick with it. How are you, my friend?
I am fabulous. Robert Vargas, if we get him, it would be wonderful. I know he's always busy. He's always painting.
Yes,
His most recent masterpiece, Samurai of the Diamond, in Torrance, California, in the DoubleTree Hotel.
incredible.
He's been painting, and he wanted to get it done before opening day. My friend Philip Suji, a photographer, was down there and talked to Robert about coming on the podcast, and he was very, very eager and really wanted to come on because he said he was a fan of mine growing up in East LA and Boyle Heights.
Of course.
On the Rick D show, of course, and on the radio and AM 570 LA Sports and Channel 13 on TV. He used to watch, and a big Feeling You to Robert Vargas. If we get him on the show or not, he's wonderful, and he's really creating quite a splash in the sports art world with his masterpieces that go from Europe to Tokyo to East LA and now to Torrance. So hopefully we're able to grab them
Well,
in between masterpieces.
let's talk about who he's painting because the Dodgers are on a tear. I mean, they look incredible. They haven't missed a beat since 5 months ago when they won the World Series. In fact, you know what? They look stronger.
What an incredible opening day, incredible opening weekend for the back-to-back world champion Dodgers. It all came together, sweeping the Diamondbacks. They were down 2-0 every game. They came back every game and rallied and won. But the festivities surrounding the opening day was just amazing. The the crowd was wild.
Oh, it's great.
Electric.
Yeah.
But to have the championship trophies on the lowrider blue convertible with World Series heroes Miggy and Freddie holding them, and Will Farrell driving,
Of course.
was a special touch on opening day, and just a perfect opening day with Yamamoto, going 6 innings, and home runs from Paez, Will Smith. It was just a perfect opening. You can't ask for a better perfect opening day, beating the Diamondbacks, and
Yep.
then ring ceremony the next night.
Right.
The ring ceremony was very special. It
Yeah.
was great to see the guys get their bling, and then when you're watching the ring ceremony, you're saying, "Where's Clayton Kershaw? How come Kershaw is not in the original?" My beloved bride, Yuko Sakamoto, says, "Where's Kersh? Where's Kersh?" And I'm saying, "Yeah, where is Kersh?" And suddenly, Oral Hershiser is going to throw out the ceremonial first ball, and they say,
Yep.
"Oral, hold on," and out of the bullpen, there's Clayton Kershaw, coming to get his ring, throwing out the first pitch. I thought that was beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then Oral's on the national telecast, of course, the night before on opening night, doing great work as an analyst.
Yeah.
And second night, rally again. Freeland, second baseman, home run, double. Tucker, big RBI. And of course, the trumpet, PJ.
Oh,
The trumpet. Edwin
come on.
Diaz comes in with the trumpet, with the Narcos music, and it went wild.
The place went crazy. I mean,
Crazy.
first of all, the Dodgers are always a show. Now they've become an event. I mean, really, if you just look at the last few games, first of all, with their lineup that they now have, with the addition of Tucker, all these people, Freeland that they kept, they have now become such an event that they cannot stop the momentum. And I mean, these people that have to play them, I feel sorry for them because you can throw your best pitchers at them for the first through fourth innings. But then what do you do in the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth innings? Because they just keep coming. So that's the problem you're going to see all year long is that. And you're going to feel it, you're going to see it, and there's no other way that you can get around it, you know. I mean, it's just incredible. And to have Tatiana Tate blowing that trumpet
Oh,
as Edmund Diaz comes out with the lights off is just more magic to the entire event of the Dodgers. And it's just made it such a great feeling for everybody. And I believe that we may have Robert Vargas on the line with us now.
3, 2, 1. Samurai of the Diamond! Woo! Here it comes!
So, Vic, look who is here.
I love this man. I'm a huge fan. Put your hands together. We're honored and humbled to have the greatest muralist in the world in the house with us, the fabulous, the multi-talented, the incredibly gifted, one with the people, Robert Vargas. Robert, welcome.
Thank you, Vic. Such an honor to be here. We are hat brothers.
I'm feeling you, my brother.
Feeling you, Vic.
Feeling you, Robert. It's a great hat. Listen, this latest masterpiece is unbelievable, and we will get to what's happening in Torrance and all the excitement around the world that you create. But what is your background, Robert? Where did you get started? Where did you grow up? Who are your inspirations?
I'm a fifth generation Angelino, born and raised right here in Boyle Heights, Los Angeles, and never imagined doing anything else. Painted my entire life. The moment I held a crayon, I knew that was exactly what I wanted to do, and developed the language around the mark making process. And I've been blessed to be able to take that around the world and create art that meets at the intersection of community and process. I make my process pretty accessible. And I don't just paint the people that we know. Sometimes I'm painting the everyday people, turning those people into monumental heroes. So my inspirations always came from people who did things entirely different than visual art. Sometimes it was music, it was a cinema, or it was a good book, or it was a great conversation. I think being present is a key ingredient for me as a creative. Sorry, excuse me. I'm out here in the wild, Vic.
I love it. I love it. It's raw. It's raw.
It's raw. I'm painting that wall as we speak, right?
Oh, you're kidding?
No, so I just came down from the sky.
Wow.
From the scaffold. High
Well, no, we
above.
get-
Scaffold.
PJ, hey, Robert, it's PJ here. Amazing
Hey,
work,
PJ.
buddy. Love what you do. Just so enamored with the way you do it and your abilities to kind of do it under the microscope of everyone watching you. I mean, that is pressure in itself. You know, I mean, a lot of artists can go and they can hide in their room and they can paint and they don't like it, right? They rub it out and they do it again.
Right.
You've got thousands of people passing by watching you as you do these murals all the time. I mean, what kind of pressure is that for you? Or are you just so used to it that it's not pressure?
You know, it's an event. When I paint, it's a cultural happening, and I like to, rather than kind of tune everyone out, put on headphones and keep everyone at arm's length, I like to keep people within arm's reach. For me, it's more about the collective of the community coming together as this mural comes, starts to take shape. And I kind of liken myself as like Anthony Bourdain of art or something, where I'm traveling around the world, traveling to communities. I don't come in with the preconceived notion of what I'm going to paint or the same thing from city to city. I let the kind of atmosphere, the food. I have the conversations. I meet the elders. I immerse myself in the community, and then I let that inform my process. And then once I know why I'm painting something, then how I'm going to do it comes together like a stream of consciousness, and everyone's a part of it.
The artist of our time and space, the great Robert Vargas, in the house with you today. We're so lucky to have you, Robert. The inspiration are many, of course, for you, because you are with the people, of the people. But the latest masterpiece on the Hotel Doubletree in Torrance, Samurai of the Diamond. What inspired you to paint the three Japanese superstars of the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Well, I can tell you those three inspired me, but Vic, from spirit to spirit, you were in there in the lineup there somewhere.
Oh,
I am honored.
Even if by namesake,
I am not
Samurai
worthy.
of the Diamond.
I am not worthy. But the three samurai, I mean, they aren't your typical superstars, and yet you put them, on this giant mural. 12 stories high, 15 stories high in Torrance, California, and you've basically unified the whole community behind your paintings. I mean, everywhere you painting, for Fernando a couple of years ago in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But the three samurai, is there something about the Japanese culture,
Yes.
the way of the Japanese ball player that has inspired you?
Yes. Well, you mentioned something very, very observant, which is, these are not your typical superstars that you would normally see. And I think for me, allyship is really important in how we support each other. These three players, Otani is of course the greatest baseball player in the world. And Yamamoto has really earned his stripes last year with this team. Roki, of course, the jury's still out on Roki, but the point wasn't to paint the most famous people up there, but it was more about the collective of these ambassadors coming from these foreign-born ambassadors coming from Japan, coming here, contributing to this team, contributing to the community of Japanese Americans, where Torrance happens to be the largest population of Japanese in North America, but also contributing to this country. There's a lot that they bring, and just for the demographic there to see images of larger than life heroes on that scale. It's one thing to see them at the stadium, but to see them at that scale, 12 stories tall, I think it instills pride in such a way where it makes people feel like what's possible, not only with that demographic, but all the kids in the community. I mean, I saw kids of every color come out and just be so stoked, and that unity, that cultural bridge is really what I'm trying to do with what I call artistic diplomacy.
well, you're not.
And the technological aspects, PJ, if I may,
Yeah.
of this mural. I've never seen anything like it. There is a technological angle from the Samurai of the Diamond. Can you explain that?
Well, the surface for one was extremely corrugated. I mean, almost like painting on a lattice. It was or like a tree bark or something.
The worst surface you could imagine, and you chose that surface.
But I chose it exactly. So but if I may quote you, the bamboo bends but does not break.
Oh, Robert, look at you. Feeling you, Robert Vargas.
So nothing worth going for is ever going to be easy. And to look at that wall, painted completely freehand, no grids, no projections, and all hand brushed that entire surface, because that was the only way I could do it in order to get into all of those nooks and crannies in 12 days, 12 stories in 12 days. That's what I was looking at.
You obviously don't have a fear of heights because you're hanging on the side of a building, right? So
every surface is different. Every wall is different. Some days are good, but then that painting in the South Bay was unique because you've got that South Bay wind.
Yeah. Oh,
And at about 3, 4 o'clock, it starts kicking up, and you're just like, you go to make a mark on the wall, and then, a gust of wind pulls you over, and you just drew a line right over a face or something.
well, I think the wind got to you because these the clothes you were wearing when you painted? I see Dodger blue
Oh
on your
yeah, yeah. But
hat.
I can tell you,
Yep.
this is Summer of the Diamond here.
Right.
This is Lisbon, Portugal
Oh, it's
here.
great.
This is Otani of the Miyako Hotel in Little Tokyo over here.
Oh my
But the
God.
very first time I ever got paint on this particular jacket, and why I just said, you know what, fine, I'll wear it.
Huh?
Was it's in here, but this this little color right here.
Right.
I painted Kobe Bryant the day after he passed at the LA Art Show at the
Oh,
convention center, and they asked me to paint a mural immediately after, which was very, very emotional for me to do, but I did it, and this was the jacket that I wore, and those were the first drops of paint that I got on this jacket, which is probably why I wear it underneath it all, because it reminds me of the Mamba mentality, my can't stop mentality, can't stop, won't stop mentality, but the Mamba mentality that I need to be able to see my projects through.
amazing.
Internationally, Robert, you have many projects going. I know you've been all over Europe. What are your relationships internationally, especially in Japan, with sister cities of Torrance that you have projects going on?
Yeah, well, number one, I actually have a home in Kyoto.
Really?
Yes, so I have an old school machiya in Kyoto, not far from Nijo Castle. And so I spend about 2 months out of the year there doing work while I'm in Asia. It's kind of like my base when I'm out there. And I go out there about four times a year. Oshu City this past year, the city actually commissioned me to paint 2 murals of Otani, of course. It's
Whoa.
Otani's hometown, and that anchors the kind of bridge here because Torrance is the friendship sister city to Oshu.
Wow. And anything with Big Yamamoto?
I haven't got down to Bizen yet, which is his hometown, but it's closer to my place. So I anticipate that happening. Just like I anticipate at some point those three pulling up on that mural and hopefully taking a selfie in front of it, because it's pretty glorious. And when you see the AR code come to life and they actually pitch, that takes it to a whole other level.
So amazing.
Amazing.
You've done a lot of stars, you've done a lot of sports stars. Is there one in particular that is the toughest for you to paint, that was the toughest one for you to lay out and actually paint, or are they all about the same?
I never think about it in those terms, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about tough, other than just yeah.
I mean, if
No,
somebody says, like if I said, I need to paint something, you start with paper, obviously, and you sketch it out, or what is your process?
no. I think about, I have the conversations. As I said earlier, I think about the buzzwords. I don't make the proverbial kind of sketch
Okay.
and then sketch and resketch and sketch. I actually just think about what the intention is. I'm more charged with the intention of why I'm doing something, because then I know how it has to feel. I know how I want people to come away from it feeling. And once I really wrap my head around that, that's why the execution of it comes together so quickly, because I know exactly what I'm doing, even though it's not on the wall. It's coming from a different place. So
Awesome.
that's what I think about.
Robert Vargas in the house with us, international superstar. And we are so humbled and honored to have you in the house. And Robert, can fans
Likewise.
submit ideas to you personally to draw a mural?
No.
So, Vic, forget about
That's a
your
negative,
building
Vic.
with your leopard hat on it. It's not going to happen.
And you know what? I will take Vic the Brick is the only exception. If Vic said, you know what, we need to put a python skin, glove on Otani's left hand, I'd
There you
say,
go.
I think you're right, Vic.
Okay, you got an open door.
What kind of paint do you use, Robert, if I may ask? What's your medium?
Water-based paints when I'm painting outdoors.
Uh-huh.
Um, so given the heat, you have to factor in weather, and sometimes, for example, there were a few days that during that stretch where it was in the 90s, and
Yes.
the paint's drying on the brush, the
Ooh.
paint's drying on contact. So, and then the heat, of course, wears you down, but you actually have to paint even faster just to manipulate the paint and get it moving. So it's all water-based paint.
Wow,
What?
what a process. It's
That's
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah, it really, I mean, I know to you, you're sitting here, Robert, and it sounds easy for you because you're a genius at this stuff. For us that sit here and draw stick figures, I have no clue how you'd put that and get it to the right scale on a building. And then like the way you stack the samurais, the three of them, and they're all to scale. I mean, to us, it's incredible.
It's genius.
It's genius.
Well, thank you. When I painted it, if you notice and if you go through the way I paint all of my murals, but that one in particular, I even rolled it out in a certain order and saved that gold that weaves in and out of it.
Yeah.
That was the very last thing that people weren't expecting, and I literally did that overnight because the last day I painted almost about 40 hours straight.
Wow. Wow.
Just to get it done. That was the last push. That was my game 7. I could see the finish line, and I wanted people to wake up, come outside, and go, to see what the over and under was, whether or not I was going to finish this thing, and then see me just, sipping on a matcha, saying, "Yeah, it's done. Let's
It's
wrap
stunning.
it up."
I can't believe, I mean, to our way of thinking, it's like, do you keep getting down off the building and walking back and looking at it and saying, "Oh, I need
If I did that as much as you think you would,
yeah,
I'd never get it done.
yeah." But then how do you do it? Because I mean, it's just
It
incredible.
becomes intuitive
Yeah,
for me. Once
yeah,
you're up there and you've developed that spatial relationship, Vic, you'd really appreciate it, because when I
Yeah.
get up to a wall, I really kind of center myself with it, and
wow,
Become one with the wall.
you become one with the wall, exactly, and every mark you make has to be proportional to the wall.
yeah,
So you have to just, your spirit honestly has to fill up that space. So if I'm here and I can only go, like, say for example, let me see, I'm this far from the wall, because if I go this far, I'm over the rail.
wow,
So I'm only at right here, and so if I'm painting an eye, I know the size of that eye. The nose is about 1 story down. The chin is about 2.5 stories
that's
down.
incredible.
The
Oh,
ear is about where that tree is.
Yeah,
And you start feeling that, and then you understand where you are. For me,
wow,
but I can't teach that. And I went to
no,
art school. I went to the LA County High School for the Arts. I went to school in Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn, Vic. I went to Pratt Institute in Brooklyn.
oh, Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn in the house, and but they didn't teach me that there. It's just something that's always been pretty intuitive for me.
Unbelievable instincts you have, Robert. What is your advice for a budding artist? What do you tell the young artists today?
I would say you can't take shortcuts. You got to commit yourself. Be true to your work. Be true to your art, and your art will be true to you. So you get out what you put in.
man.
Well, you are so incredibly enveloped in so communities, Robert. In closing, I just want to say that your spirit is so imbued in these masterpieces, but you bring the people together. Every community that you draw your incredible murals, it seems to light a fuse of love and togetherness, of unity in the community, and
Well,
that to me is just such an unbelievable facet of your art.
that is the art. In the end, it comes down to what you do without the brush in your hand. You know, the art of how we treat people. And in this day and age, you know, if you look at the world through that lens, you know, maybe art can save us, because the inclusivity of the experience, you know, I'm like a contemporary scribe of telling our story, our history of that we once existed, that we were here. So I don't necessarily paint figures from the past. I'm painting contemporaries, whether they're people we know or the everyday person off the street, but they're of the now. And in the future, people will look back and ask these questions of who these people were.
Yeah. Well, we just want to say thank you for taking some time. We hope you'll come
Yes.
back again. And
I would love to.
Oh, we'd love to have you. Sorry we dried you out, because now your paint's all dry.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to show you something.
Yeah.
See that 100% sunlight?
Yes.
I'm in the shade right now. This feels good.
You needed a break. Well,
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Robert Vargas, amazing talent. Thank you for coming. We so appreciate it.
God bless you guys. I appreciate you, Paul.
Thank you.
And PJ, and of course, Vic the Brick. An honor to share the same frequency as you. Thank you so much for your support. I can't wait. I nominate Vic for a portrait.
Ooh, I
would
love it.
love to draw Vic's portrait, a black and white
Okay.
portrait that I do in charcoal. If you look on my Instagram, you see examples of that. I just painted Alex Van Halen, dear friend of mine, about a month ago in the same manner. And Vic, if you sit in 15 minutes, we will spirit dance, and I will draw your portrait, and I will include it in my LA art show retrospective this coming January at the convention center.
Vic, you got to do it.
I am blown away, Robert. We will continue that thought pattern, and I'm honored you would think of me as a subject for your incredible art. I am honored. I am humbled. We are so lucky to have you, Robert Vargas, in our world, in our time and space.
Vic, I already drew it 3 times just talking, just looking at you right now. It drew itself.
He drew like 7 different styles of beards that he's going to put on you. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
We're going to age him. We're going to go without the beard. We're going to include the mustache.
There you go.
The hair is going to get longer as I go on.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you again, Robert.
You're brilliant,
Thank
Robert.
you,
You're the best.
Thank you, Vic. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
God bless.
Oh,
Wow.
what a talent.
Wow, what a man.
What a talent. I'm telling you right
He's
now.
an American hero. He's beyond an artist. He's an American hero.
Yeah. Victor, thank you for bringing him on. He's incredible. Obviously, he has a kinship with you, which is amazing. You got to follow up on that. You got to remember what you're wearing, because you struck him with your outfit. Got to wear that leopard hat, the beard about the same style. Let him charcoal you, and then we'll auction it off and make some money. Hey, we got to talk about another icon. How about Luka and the Lakers, who are just steaming it up? They're just going wild. They're closing in. What is it? What do we have? 8 games left?
8 games left, and I think we have a technological problem here, PJ, because I've lost. Am I still with you? Do you still see me?
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. Yeah.
I just I'm just amazed again by the Vargas interview. He's he's a hero. He's really a hero.
He's a cultural figure, and it's so great that you got him on, and we'll have him on again. We should have him on from time to time when he does the project.
And again, special thanks to Philip Succi, who my friend who set the whole deal up.
Amazing. Thank you.
Florence. He's been following him, East LA.
Yeah.
His Fernando Valenzuela has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
All his art is just magnificent. But the Lakers, PJ, they've won 9 in a row. Then they lost to the Pistons, but they've won I think 15 of 18, something like that.
Yeah.
Solid 3rd seed.
Yeah.
Again, it's self-sacrifice. LeBron James stepped back and said, "Luka, I get it. It's your show.
Yeah.
I'm stepping back, and I'll be the third wheel, second wheel. Sometimes the first wheel he'll have to be against Washington, because Luka's been basically banned for one game. He's suspended for the 16th technical. So, Braun stepped back. I got to give us, there's so much heat on Braun.
So much. Yeah.
So much heat.
Yeah.
That they were playing horrific basketball with him in the lineup, the plus-minus crap. Again, he's a superstar playing at an incredibly high level still. But how selfless to just, I'm the greatest player, perhaps, whoever bowls, and I'm stepping back to let Luka take the reins of the show, and Austin Reeves to be, a complimentary side piece, and I may be the third wheel, but that's okay because we're winning.
Yes.
We're winning. We have a chance to beat Oklahoma City. We have an opportunity to beat San Antonio. If we just, all become selfless and buy in as a collective, to what JJ is saying, and we play, decent defense, are we going to outscore everybody?
Look, things are going to change, and we have to be realistic. The Lakers are playing, I don't want to say lesser teams, but I'll say it, then they'll be playing in the playoffs for sure. It's going to make, and this is what we have to understand, Luka's scoring 40, 50, 60 points a game.
Oh.
It's because, A, he's amazing. B, he's not having to guard amazing guards that he's going to have to guard in the playoffs. And that's going to take some of his energy. It's going to take some of his shots away, which is okay because I think JJ and the gang are they know this. They know what's coming. When you have a Luka that doesn't have to guard anybody, he's off the hook. When you have a Luka that has to guard people, he's a different Luka. He'll still score, but we have to be more in that vein of, more zone, get the ball to our other shooters, let other guys participate. Luka has to be a rim protector. We still don't have the kind of protection, unless it's Luka, that we should have. So all that being said, it's a very exciting thing that's going to happen, but we're going to have to brace for the playoffs and know that Luka's not going to be able to score 50, 60 points because he's going to be guarding huge, well-known guards that get the job done. And he's not doing that right now because he's playing the lesser teams. So, I'm excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be scary. They're coming in at a third seed. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'm excited about the possibilities, basically, because of the playoff experience with Luka. Don't forget, he got to the finals with the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
He's been to the NBA. He's been to the Western Finals, so he knows what it takes to get through that incredible grind of the NBA playoffs. Yeah. But obviously, it's going to be guys like Marcus Smart. Currently he's nursing an ankle injury. Hopefully, he's healthy for the playoffs because he's the key.
Yeah.
He's the defensive stimulus. He's the defensive heart and soul of that team. And, Jackson Hayes is now playing, excellent backup center. DeAndre Ayton's played well. And that's the key. They all have to play well. Laravia has been playing well. He's hustling. He's busting his butt. He's diving for loose balls. He's making plays. Jake Laravia can be a very, I believe, integral part of the playoff run, in his reserve role.
Oh, yeah.
So, these guys it's not just about the big three. Vanderbilt's got to come in. Hachimura's got to play. If you want to win a title, you're going to have the whole team. It's not just going to be Luka scoring 40 and they're going to win by 10. No. It's not going to happen that way in the playoffs. I mean, you can beat a Washington, you can beat a Brooklyn, exactly. You can beat Indiana now. You can beat the crap. You can beat the Flotsam and Jetsam of the league with this philosophy. But once you get to the playoffs, and JJ Redick knows this, you got to step it up defensively. Every possession, your hair's got to be on fire, and that's a long road. But
it's a long road.
Number 3 seed, San Antonio has no playoff experience. Yes, they have the Wembanyama. Yes, they have the young talent, but they haven't been to the playoffs before as a group. So they're very fast. There's chinks in their armor.
Yep.
There's weaknesses. Oklahoma City doesn't look as strong as last year. SGA is unbelievable. He'll win MVP again because he's been sensational. But they've been banged up. They're not going to repeat. I don't see Oklahoma City repeating. I just don't. I don't know if they have the mentality to do it. They do. They have the talent, but do they have the mentality? Do they have the hunger to repeat as NBA champions? I don't think so. I believe that the Lakers have this incredible window of opportunity right now with Braun still playing at this incredibly high level as the third option, behind Luka and AR. And then there's Braun just, bulldozing his way, into the paint. Who do you like on a fast break better than LeBron James in this league? I want LeBron James, challenging the paint. I want LeBron James with the ball in his hands, challenging the paint.
Yes, still.
And if they're double teaming Luka, Luka's a good passer, man.
Oh,
Luka gets 7-8 assists a game.
Yep.
Luka's looking for the open man.
Yeah.
Very exciting possibilities, PJ.
All really exciting stuff, and we're going to get to all that. What we should get to, just talk briefly about, are the Angels. For the first time in Mike Trout's career, we're 2-0. They started 2-0. They're 2-1 now. They were 2-0. I mean, can you imagine Mike Trout waiting all these years for a 2-0 start from the Angels? I mean, let's hope it continues. The poor guy deserves a decent season.
Yes, he does. He's hit back-to-back homers in Houston.
Yeah.
He hit like 600 the first 3 games. I've never seen Trouty ever in his career, in his MVP career, have a start, a start like this. So we're very happy for Mike Trout. They might surprise, with Suzuki as manager.
Yeah.
I like Suzuki's guidance. He's a former catcher, great command of the game. It's up to their pitching. Again, they had a 6-0 lead in Houston and blew it. They lose 11-9, but they won the first 2.
Yep.
And I hope for success for Trouty and the Angels this year. I think they're going to win like 85 games. I really do. I think they're going to win 85.
I think that's a great call, and hopefully that does happen for him. We got to talk just briefly about Tiger Woods, because that was so sad to see him fall back into this again, and he refused the urine test, which kind of tells you that it wasn't alcohol related, because he blew on the breathalyzer. He was okay. So it's other stimulants. There's other things that
medication.
He's taking, that's causing. It could be medication, but whatever it is, it caused him to flip his car over. We're glad he's okay. We're really glad he didn't hurt anybody else. But obviously he needs help, and we hope he gets that help.
Well, listen, 5 years ago when he got into the crash in Los Angeles and really messed up his leg, it was lucky that he came out of that able to generate, some decent health.
Yeah.
He almost lost his leg in that vicious crash.
Oh yeah.
And I said immediately after the news broke, I said he was reaching for relief. He was reaching for medication. He's in pain from all the surgeries. Anyone who knows pain understands you need relief. And when you are excruciating pain and you have meds with you, you're going to take those meds. And it happens in a moment. When you're in a car, it just takes a moment to go into a crash cycle.
But I mean, it's an old story with superstars, Elvis.
But PJ, why can't he hire a driver?
No.
He's worth $1 billion. I mean, hire a driver.
Because it's not about that. See, it's not about that. Why couldn't Elvis hire someone to take care of him? Why couldn't Marilyn Monroe do something? Why you can go down the list of all these people. They have the money, so no one can tell them anything, and that's kind of problem. Why it's great for them. It's a huge problem for them.
Great point.
And that causes all these things to happen. No one's going to tell Tiger not to get in a car and drive, even though now his license is going to be suspended for a year, by the way, because he's in Florida. He refused the urine test. That's a year automatic suspension that you can't fight. But he's still going to get in a car, and he's still going to drive because he's Tiger Woods, and he's still going to do what he does. Elvis did what he wanted to do. Marilyn Monroe did what she wanted to do. It doesn't matter. You can't control these people. And Michael Jackson, same story. There's only so much you can do, and then you got to pray that they get it within themselves to get control of themselves and make it happen, And so we'll send out prayers and love to them. Victor, I got to ask you before we go. We're down, buddy, the Final Four. I've been with Arizona all the way.
A good call.
Yeah. What do you think?
I love Tommy Lloyd. It's their first appearance in the finals in 25 years for the Arizona Wildcats. I like Arizona as well. Duke is going to have a very tough game with Connecticut later.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a wild one.
Yeah.
Illinois is in, but I don't see Illinois winning. Michigan's very strong. but Arizona, everyone's put down Arizona. They're bracket busters for so many years. People pick Arizona. They always disappoint. But this year, they're driven. Tommy Lloyd's bringing that Gonzaga pedigree with him.
I love
with Mark Few and Gonzaga, where he was for many, many years. And he's brought that mentality to Arizona. I'm with you, PJ. I'm Viva Wildcats. Viva Arizona.
Let's go. Let's go Wildcats. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to be Duke or if it's going to be Michigan, but let's see the Wildcats. Let's see them get there. Let's see them win this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And in closing, just want to thank Robert Vargas once again, the magnificent painter of our time and space. He's a genius.
Yep.
He's a hero. He's an American hero. He provides unity in the community. How many artists can provide love to generate throughout a community with a painting?
He's a friend of the show.
I mean, Da Vinci. I don't know. Da Vinci?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking back to the Renaissance artists who can generate this kind of love through a community and bring the people together. Robert Vargas, and we're lucky to have him here and just generate those good vibes.
Yes.
On Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs and PJ.
Yes. Share this, please, with your friends. Exciting stuff coming. We got a lot of great guests coming up, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Comment, share, do the whole thing. Thank you.
And gong me you.